Minagoya be namakota jemacha NAKON'I'A techina.
Amba washte, neka, nemia, Theresa oach. Amba nen, aka yawa I abikta. We're going to talk about numbers today. Again, we're going to recap on our numbers. We're going to go through our numbers 1 through 100. As if you remember from our previous class that we did the numbers on, numbers are very easily learned. They're mostly repetitive. There's a few changes in the first 20 numbers, we'll say. So let's go ahead and recap. They're learned very easily. If you know your numbers 1 through 10, the rest will just fall into place, and I'll write them down and I'll show you, and you'll see the repetitive, I can't say that word. Yes, the repetitiveness of them. So let's do a recap of numbers. If you remember, our 0, dagunish, that's nothing. Dagunish, nothing. Waji. Taba waji mak'u. Give me 1 ball. 2 is numba or num. And your U's are nasalized. Numba, num. Yamni, doba, or dom. You'll notice the fluent speakers will use num, dom. Nuba, doba. Zapta, it's a nasalized, zapta. Shakpe, your S, making the sh sound, shakpe. Shagowi, shagowi, shagowi. Oops, sorry, I had a shaknoha. Again, your S is shak, and that's not a nasalized A. It's not like zapta, shago, shaknoha. And I forgot my N in here. Shaknoha, noha. 8, 9. Now we're going to napjuang. Nap, chu, wanga. Napchu, that's nasalized. Accenting my second syllable, napjuwanga. 9. And then finally, to our 10, wikjemna. And that is your 10. Dagunish, waji, nom, yamni, dob, zapta, shakpe, shagowi, shaknocha, napjuwang, wikjemna. 0 through 10. Now, I'm going to tell you 11. And I'm just going to use this board. When we turn to 11, we put this word before it, and it means over. We will use age. And it's a prefix that'll go before the word, and it means on top of. So when we're going to say 11, we're going to say age, waji. So we're already counting the 10, but we're saying 10, On top of 10, we're going to add one more. So that makes it 11. Age waji. 10 plus 1. 10 on top of 1. So you would go 10 on top of 1, and then it would give you 11. Or, yeah. I think I'm explaining it? Okay. Then again, age num. Age yamni. Okay. 14 ish. Age doba. Age zapta. 16 again. Age shakpe. Age shakpe again. 17. Age shagowi. Age shaknocha. Age nepjuang. And then finally, wikjemna num. And that is 20. See? You see the repetitiveness? You just add age on before your 1. You won't go age dagonish though, but age waji, age num, age yamni, age, and that's just adding 10 to 1 more, 10 on top of 2 more, 10 on top of 3 more, which makes you 13. Now, when we go on to, let's go on to 20 to 100. That's, again, now you're on top of is going to change. Now, I showed you what 20 was, okay? Wikjemna num. And that would be all your 20, 30, 40. You would all go wikjemna num, wikjemna yamni, wikjemna doba, wikjemna zapta, wikjemna shakbe, wikjemna shagowi, wikjemna shaknocha, wikjemna napchuang, 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way down to the hundreds. But let's do 21 to 22 right now, because this is going 21 to 30. These are going to change. Now, we're taking wikjemna num, right? That's 20. I didn't write that. I'm writing it the old way. But anyway, wikjemna num, let's take this. That's 20, right? Now, if we're going to do wikjemna, let's do 21, wikjemna num. Now, our age turns to sam. Sam waji. Now, what you are saying, this sam, it changes, it means like over this, like, how do I say this? This is 10 twos over 1. So then it'll end up to 21. 10, and this is like 10 times 2 is how the elder explains it. 10 times 2 over 1. So that's 20 and then 1. I hope that explained it. I hope I didn't confuse you more. And then to 22 again. Wikjemna num sam num. 10 times 2 over 2, 22. And that'll go all the way. These are how all your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, 80s, and 90s will be. And then when you get to 100, do you want me to go through all of them, or is that?
No, that's pretty clear, yeah. Because you can just follow them.
Yep. Yeah. 100. Oba winga. Oba winga. Oba winga. See? Oba, and accenting this. Your I is nasalized. Obawinga. Obawinga. Now you say it quickly. Obawinga. Numbers higher than 100. Again, let's go 112. Obawinga. Now remember, Sam. Waji. Ake. R12. Noom. See, we have our 100 times 1 over 12. So we have 100 and, well, okay, no, that's the number 12, but 100. Okay, that's not right. This is, I guess this is 0 because this is your hundreds. I'm not explaining. Your hundreds, waji. This is 1, yeah, it is 1, yeah. 101 and 2 more, 112. That didn't, yeah, that didn't pan out the way I explained it in my head. Let's do another one though, okay? Let's do 610 here. Obawinga. 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 Sam. 10. 60. 600. Obawinga Sam. Shakpe. Wikjemna. $100 over 6 tens. 100 times 6 tens, right? Is that how I'm explaining it? It doesn't. This works out too. Obinga, Obawinga. That's your 6. Shakpe. Wikjemna. Obawinga Sam is your 600. 100 times 6 plus 10. Okay. Over 10. Yeah, over 10. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's better. I could do one more if you want to get the, let's try
476.
476. Okay, Obawinga. Obawinga, Sam. Remember your 7? What's the 76? Obawinga Sam Shagowi. Okay. No, Obawinga Shagowi. Huh? Uh-huh. Huh? I guess, make sure. Oh. 100 over 70, over 7, 100 times 70, and 6. Huh? Diana?
4.
Oh, I'm only going 76. Sorry, Obawinga Doba Sam. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah. There we go. I forgot my Doba in there. I'm sorry. And that's just, all your numbers are repetitive like that. What you do is you go your 100 number, whatever your 100 number is, Sam, and then there's your, that's your 100, and then your number, and then your decimal goes at the end, which is your 2, 3. That's how the elder explains it in the book. we're going to go on ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about mazaska, gashbabi, mazaska is money. And it's the paper money, the mazaska. Now, I do not know why the mazaska, when this is ironed white, it translates to, but that money. And yet, when you're talking about your dimes, your quarters, and your nickels, your change, when you're talking about that is referred to as gashbabi. And that is your change, your loose change, your coins. Gashbabi. If I'm going to ask you to give me $1, I'm going to say, mazaska waji mak'u. Give me $1. And when you talk about money, you will always use your mazaska first. Mazaska wikjemna num mak'u. Give me $20. Gashbabi. Oh, okay, let's go. 25 cents. The dollar is mazaska waji. Mazaska waji. That's $1. Now, if you're, like I said, if you're talking about that, but some specific monies have names. Like, I know we don't have 1 cent anymore in Canada, but if you go to the States, they do have your pennies. And your penny, when you're talking about your penny, you notice your penny is like copper, so they call that maza shah. Maza shah. Must be, it's just one. I don't know why they would not say maza shah waji, but it's maza shah. And it's iron red is what it translates to. For your 50 cents. 50 cents, I don't know if Canada ever had half dollars back in the day. Yep. They did. Anyway, your 50 cents is mazaska hange, half, I don't know, it's halfway, half of a dollar, I'm supposing, but that's what it is. Mazaska half. That's what it translates to.
Yeah, and then in English there's a term for a half dollar.
And that's how it's spelled. Mazaska hange, and that's 50 cents. They also have, for a dime, 10 cents is mazaska, gashbabi okis. And all your 5 cents as well is gashbabi. And they're all, that's how it's spelled, gashbabi okis, and that's your change. Then you get down, if you want, if you're fortunate enough to have mazaska oda yuhachen, mazaska ne'ish $100 bill, obawinga waji. That is your $100 bill. Obawinga waji. Mazaska obawinga waji. That is your $100 bill. Mazaska obawinga waji.
Yeah, they actually still have 50-cent coins, but they're more of a collector's item.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've only seen them. Now we're going to go through a couple of words that actually, can go with your money or can go with your things. And one of the words that we're going to, let's count, is one of our words. Let's count. In Nakoda, I would tell you, Oyawa bikta. We are going to count. Oyawa bikta. We are going to count. Oyawa bikta. Oyawa bikta. See that ikta? It's forward. It's you're going to do it. So we are going to count. Let's count. Oyawa bikta. We are going to count. I know it says let's count, but I translate it to we will count. To count, just to count. You're going to count something. Is that how it's spelled? Count. Oh yeah, that's how it's spelled in there. I didn't know if it was right. And it's to yawa. 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 That's to count. When you're asking somebody, say you're going to go buy yourself a nice shina, and you want to know how much. Now, I guess maybe I shouldn't have told you that, but how much is donag? Donag. Donag. Oh, shina is a blanket. I'm going to go buy a blanket.
Snagging kind. 3 of them.
But so like how much? But say I'm going to tell you how much does it cost? Don Ethiopia, Ethiopia, and I'm asking you how much does it cost? How much? Donag. And again, how many? Again, the same thing. How many? And that is again donag. Donag. That's the same. But if I'm going to ask you, if you want, do you want? Dona ya chinga hai. How many do you want? I'm asking you. Donag. Dona ya chinga hai. How many do you want? Again, our money, mazaska. That's money. Now, one of the words I have here is to lend me. Now, onoda. Let's put it up here. Onoda. That's to lend. Now, we're going to conjugate this verb, and I'm going to tell you to lend me. So what you're going to do is maska omona o ma no dawo. O ma no dawo. I'm changing my onoda to mazaska o ma neda wo. See? Oned. And I'm changing my first person singular into my fourth person, which gives us the prefixes oma. You're doing to me. Oma, lend me.
Ah.
See?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, when I was trying to figure out in my mind there for a little bit when we were talking earlier, but that...
Yeah.
Just,
Mm-hmm.
that turned on the light.
Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I struggled with that for a very, very long time. And my nephew, Chad, was the one that gave me the heads up on how to do that. So thank you, Chad. Okay, please lend me. Yeah, it says please lend me, but I'm just asking you to lend me some money. Mazaska omane dawo. And then our next one is no. That's too much. I don't know who's going to say no, that's too much. I don't know. I wouldn't. If someone was going to give me too much money, I'm just kidding. Okay, no. Here. No. Here. That's too much. So I'm going to change that. Nina oda mak'u. Here. You gave me too much. Instead of that's too much, because Nakoda is translated. So I'm just going to say here. Nina oda mak'u. Here. No, you gave me too much. Nina oda mak'u. You gave me. No, that's too much. So I'm saying, no, you gave me too much. There are other ways to translate that. There are no wrong ways to translate this. You may say it, if you know it another way, to say, Hia oda makush. Oda mia makush. There we go. Don't give me too much. Or, but I thought this was the easiest way to translate it for you. Remember, because we're just learning, so I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Next one is I won. You know how when you're playing those online bingos? Kidding.
COVID raffles.
Yep. And you're won. I won. What you're gonna say is, oh here. Bingo. Oh here. I won it. Oh here. I won. Oh here. Maska oda oh here. I won lots of money. Remember you asked to borrow money? Now you're going to ask them, when are you going to give it back to me? You need to know this. When are you going to pay me back? Now, there's several ways that you can say this. I'm going to tell you, Dohangej maska michukta. You're going to give it back to me. Or I could say, Dohanda mazaskaje. Okay, I had it, just wait. Dohando chen mazaskaje onoda chich ukta he. When are you going to give me back that money that you borrowed? That's too much right there. But chich ukt is to give you back. I'm going to give you back. Chich ukt. I will give it back to you. Amba izaptasten chich ukt. I will give it back to you on Friday. Dohanda mazaska chich ukt. No, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you money. That's not right. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you money. Dohanda chen mazaska je, that money. Ni od ni.
It was like Nakoda or something like that.
Yeah, trying to remember. Ni onoda. Ni onoda. Onoda. Dohana chen mazaska je ni onoda. That money that you borrowed. Dukten dohan ima I want to say imagukta. That doesn't sound right. What I'm trying to say, just wait, give me a minute. Okay, so I'm asking you, like, when are you going to pay me back? And there's several ways, like I said, you can say it. Dohan mayak ukta hai. This maya ukta. Your root word is yaku. You're giving it back to me. Now, I'm adding ma in front of this because this is yaku. You're giving it to me, but I'm adding ma in front because you're giving it back to. I'm saying you're giving it back to me, so I'm putting myself in front, putting ma ya ukta, and ukta. It means that It's futurizing it. In the future, you're going to give it back to me. And that is what your kta is. Mayukta. You're going to give it back to me eventually. Maybe amba izaptashten. Maybe on Friday you'll give it back to me. Daya? Okay, now I'm going to ask you how old you are. Dona ihayaki. How old are you? But we like to say it like this. Waniedu dona ihaki ha. How many winters are you? And when I asked you how old are you, I'm just saying how far did you reach? Dona ihaki ha. How far did you reach? But now I'm asking you how old you are. How many winters have you passed? Waniedu dona ihaki ha. How old are you? There's, like I said, there's no wrong way. There are always different ways to say things. And this is one of them. Dona, how many? Hayaki. How far, how much have you reached? But I'm going to go like further and ask you. And my question marker, he. Waniedo dona ihaki he. Winters, how many have you met? And my question marker, he. That is, how old are you? That's what you should translate to when someone asks you this. This is what they are asking you. How old are you? Sorry. How old are you? And now if you're going to answer them, Waniedo wikjemna yamni ihaki. I have reached 30 winters. Waniedo wikjemna yamni ihaki. I have reached 30 winters, is what you're saying. Or, Waniedo, mia, my wikjemna, wikjemna, obawinga. No, that's not right. I was 10 100s. Wikjemna. Let's do 40 then. Doba, Ake, Doba. I am 44. Yeah, ihaki. And then that's this, Waniedo, your number, ihaki. This is always where your number would go when you're answering the how old are you? I have reached this many winters. $10. Wikjemna Mazaska Wikjemna. That's $10. Mazaska Wikjemna, $10. Mazaska Wikjemna mak. Ooh, give me $10. Mazaska Obawinga Omanoda. Lend me $100. $20, and then our next phrase is no. Did we do that one? No, that's too much. Yeah, we did that one. Oh, I think I did all of them then. Yeah, oh, and then the last one is tomorrow. Hayakej. Hayakej, tomorrow. Hayakej.
They'll probably like pay me back tomorrow.
When are you going to pay me back tomorrow? Hayakej. And those are all of them? That's it. This afternoon, I want to share a little bit about our some of our traditions, I guess, as Nakoda people, and that would be our Gahomni dance. You know how the Crees have their round dance? Well, for as long as I can remember, Nakoda's always had their Gahomni dance. And as you know, the oral stories, they're passed down from generation to generation, as too with the story I'm about to tell you today. Some of the stories come from, it says Misunga on here, because I got this from JR, Mitoshka JR. He has Misunga Tuffy, but Tuffy's not my Misunga, him too, he's my Mitoshka. Some of these teachings are from Tuffy, Helgeson from Fort Belknap. And then some of the stories are from Joe Claudebear, Flandreau. And then also, these are some words from Mitugasha, Peter Bigstone, and Armin MacArthur. And they go on to tell the story. It came from a man named Doba, 4. He was told, apparently, by the prairie chicken to make this dance for women out of respect for women. This was around, they say, around the late 1800s to the early 1900s. And when they told him about this dance, they told him that this dance was going to travel out into the world to a lot of the rest of the Nakoda, I would believe. Now I'm going to go on to share the words that Peter and late Armin MacArthur shared with us. This Gahomni dance was brought to us as a social dance for both men and women to bring a better understanding of oneself. It was to teach us respect, jealousy, and honor. When you understood how to conduct yourself around others, then and how to treat others with respect, then you also understood how to bring home that honor, to bring it to yourself and to your family. You did this by simply choosing them to dance and by asking them to dance. It was a great honor to be asked to dance. You didn't say no, you got up and you danced, you honored, you made good on that honor of that gentleman asking this lady to dance. And then it also teaches us about jealousy, because at round dances, if you've been to Gahomnis, you know that these it's a social event where everyone dances with everybody. That's hence where the jealousy, I guess, is brought in, where you don't have to get jealous if I come and ask your husband to dance, or your husband come and ask me to dance. There was no jealousy because it was an honor that her husband wanted to dance with you. It was a great honor. It wasn't shady and it wasn't sneaky. Like it was honored. It was honor that was brought to you. You didn't get mad. You understood at this moment what was happening. And by understanding this, like I said, it didn't make you jealous. It made you stronger individuals. By gaining the strength between the man and the woman for, I guess, allowing that, I don't know, allowing them, your partner, to dance and to have that intimacy with another woman was to make you stronger as a woman. And it gave strength and more meaning for a healthy, positive relationships between you with your family as well. And when you have that healthy relationship with your family, that ripples off, and you have healthy relationships with the rest of the world. Respect and honor, I find, is lost today. Years ago, when my grandma, Amy, she wasn't my grandmother, she was my husband's grandmother. But you know how the old people used to live back in the day, like, in the early 70s, like, there wasn't a lot of money that went around, like the pensioners, whatever money they got, that's what they had. And they relied on family members to bring them food and to help them, bring them wild meat, to bring them rabbits. I remember it was a few days before pension day, and we went to visit my grandma Amy. And we went in. It was just around lunchtime we had gone, just before lunch. And she had just taken a bannock out of the oven. And as soon as, come in, she said. She sat down, she made us tea. She broke up her bannock. She didn't use a knife. She gave us a piece of bannock. She got her jam out of the cupboard. She sat down and she fed us. She didn't eat herself. She didn't have no tea. She sat there and she visited us. when we're leaving to go, Grandma, you need anything? My ex-husband had asked her, and she said, yeah, I don't really have anything. I just had a little bit of flour, so I made myself bannock. What did she do when we went there? She had given us the bannock that she had made, her last bit of bannock that she had made for herself to eat. That was her last meal that she had prepared. She turned around and she gave it to us. Now, those are the teachings that, you know, you don't see anymore. When somebody comes to visit, you know, well, I guess with COVID we haven't been getting much visitors, but those teachings are lost. Another story I remember, my mother, we went to go visit my Grandma Lucy. Grandma Lucy was an older lady, you know, well, she was my grandma. But we went to visit her, and my mom asked her what she needed to have. Her grandma fed us, she gave us tea. And just before we were going to go home, Grandma Lucy went to the bedroom, and she came out of her bedroom. She bought a kerchief. She had a kerchief. She gifted my mom with this kerchief because when you went to go visit your relatives, they gifted you something to take home with you to remember, in remembrance of that respect and that honor that you bestowed upon them by going to their home and visiting them. These are a lot of traditions and cultures that I think we as young grandmothers, we need to pick up, and we need to start carrying those traditions and those ways. You know, I challenge all of you young grandmothers out there today. You think about when you were a young girl and what your grandmother taught you. Just one thing that your grandmother taught you, you bring that forth and you start teaching your daughters. With that, I'm going to close you today. Akawichi nagingt.
Minagoya be Namakota Macha NAKON'I'A Techina Namakota Macha Namakota Macha Yom Midago ya be